Hello folks, well it's Tuesday and it's the final set from our mystery benefactor Alan for repair, which shall be returned via intermediary. And we've got the speaker mic with these, but it's quite unusual, so it's good to have the right mic, with it being a speaker mic. So there isn't an internal speaker because it's a Portapack. There's a Midland 77805 UK. It's not the D version, so this is the better version, the earlier version. High-low power's on the little toggle switch at the back, which is easy to knock. You've got the stud for the telescopic aerial as part of the Portapack kit, which hinges upwards like that when it's in its holster, and it's provided a nice power lead with banana plugs on the end. So we'll get this powered up. I have 8 minutes, and I like to get on with these things. All these 8 minutes add up. So I may as well plug that straight into the power supply, just like that. I'm pretty sure these are 13.8. I'll run it at 12 volts initially, just to see, but I'll look all that up before we get too far into it. I'll plug it into the test gear. At least we'll see what the receive parameters are if the not so with the transmit. So we bought this full kind of price, full kit, and he just needs to be assured that it's spot on. It's actually not got the original plug, has it? That it should have a locking ring. We would put a metal plug on because we're not going to get the ones with the locking ring either. Right, switch it on. So if you've not seen these before, you're going to press the button for display or not. And here's the difference. With the display on, let's put it to channel 20. It's 130 milliamps, and with the display off it's 74 milliamps. So if you're running it on batteries, that's a huge difference. So this is the one with the proper rotary channel switch, not just an up-down. So channel 9 is shown, well, the knob needs realigning, doesn't it? Is shown in printed on the case, because it's always going to be in the same position. That's bugging me already. Anyway, we'll come to that. On the later D UK version, which does not work as well, especially on receive, it can't be printed because it boots up on channel 9 and it's just an up-down rotary encoder. So have a look at transmitter. I'm on the 3 watt scale. It's doing 3 watts. I'm not going to write this down because I need to check whether it's 12 volts or 13.8. Have a look at deviation, see whether the test set's lying today. Wallow. 1 2 1 2 1 2 wallow. It says 2.2, and that actually sounds probably right. I'm going to just put in tiny letters there that we've got 2.2. Can't put the current down. Frequency, only just put the test set on. So we're not always going to be right. Oh, it needs to go on to channel 20, doesn't it? 2779069. It's going to come up from that a little tiny bit. Might be 10 higher than that by the time the test set's warmed up, but yeah, it's now low enough to be noticeable, but not illegally low. So what we can do is go through the receiver. So we'll set the signal generator to the frequency on which the set's working. 2779067. go. So that's now set to the same. We'll just check, transmit, and receive. Good. We've got the SINAD meter on. We need to plug the test equipment into the extension speaker socket. What you're hearing there is just through the speaker mic. Well, certainly one of the better examples. So for 12 dB SINAD, we've got 0.39. For 10 dB SINAD, got 0.34. And for 20, it is 0.92. Full squelch. Let's switch the attenuator. Is 100, no, it's 18.5 millivolts. That's too high. And the threshold is 0.3. So with 100 microvolts on the signal generator, we're getting S9. That looks to be spot on. But when we've retuned the transmitter, it may not be. On transmit, we're getting a full set of bars, which is correct. But, you know, we don't know. Right, we'll get that opened up, and when I come back, it's Mrs. Thingy's shopping day. I think she's 96. It's an elderly lady who asked me to do some shopping a couple of times a week for her, who I met at one of the churches probably 16 years ago. And she's been housebound for quite some years, has carers going in. She has me shop at the most expensive shops there are, and as a Yorkshireman that hurts me. Spending her money, but it still hurts me. She'll spend £90 on what I would consider is worth 30. So there we are, all ready to go. I'm going to pop it on frequency right now, and then when I come back in 90 minutes, I'll check whether that's still what we've got. There we are. Oh, it's exactly 277912. What year is this? Does it say? June 1990. There we go. Right, we'll see you in 90 minutes. Right, so I'm back, and it is 13.8 volts when it's used on the car. So there's the specification. Clearly says 13.8 volts when mobile, 12 volts when used as a portable. So that solved that query. I can never remember, don't see enough. Probably see about one every 6 weeks, but mine's like a sieve. So we'll go through the transmitter, we'll look at it at 13.8 volts. That's it, we're now on 13.8. And here we go. 90 minutes later, let's see if it's anywhere like it was on frequency before. Yes, it's gone up. That's it. 27,79127. Right, let's look at the power meter. It's doing 3.5 watts on channel 20. And, oops, wrong one. Channel 1, 3.5 watts. Channel 40, 3.5 watts. It's nicely balanced. So we may or we may not get a change in that. Let's go back to channel 1, 20. Look at the power consumption, 1069. 1.069, and on low power it's doing 410 milliwatts. Right, we'll tune it up. No change. I'm on low power. What am I doing? That brings us to spot on 4 watts. So we don't need to touch that one, which would be to balance it. Let's have a look. Channel 1. .05. Channel 40. 3.95. Back to channel 20, and the current consumption is now 1.051. So by doing a retune we've gained half a watt more and we're drawing less current. On low power it was 400 milliamps, 400 milliwatts. It's now 500, it's nearly 600 milliwatts. Now, which is the low power preset? I haven't got the foggiest. Got a sneaking suspicion it's this one here. It is. Make sure that hasn't affected low power, high power. Just going to check that it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Back to that. There we go. So, transmit meter should be 104. Well, it's basically one of these two, isn't it? 102. Receive is 102. So that must be. Don't like there to be wax in these. So you adjust this on low power for it to be 1 bar, like that, and then when we go to high power, it should be 4. It's not reading 4. I think we're going to have to adjust it. There we are. It is adjusting. So it is 4 now. Back to low power. It's supposed to be 1 bar, 4 bars. There we go. But you want it so it's only just 4 bars, then you do notice a difference if there's a malfunction. So it was right before, but because we've done a retune of the transmitter, it had to be adjusted. So that's that. That's all that. Deviation. I'd got it right. Wallow. 1, 2. Wallow. It's reading, well, reading a little bit high. It's kind of 2.6. It's not stupidly high at all. So we'll just check it with the test set behind me, just in case my Marconi one is lying today. Well, yeah, it's very, very slightly high. I think the deviation is this one. Well, it isn't, you know. I wonder if it's that one. Well, it's that one. That's 2.5 absolute peak. So back onto the Marconi test set. One, two, one. So it is actually lying today. 1, 2. And we'll listen to ourselves on this monitor receiver. I think we're doing the Thunderpole one tomorrow. Testing 1, 2, testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So it was high. It was high. It was about 3 kilohertz. It's now 2.2 to 2.5 kilohertz. We're not doing that. Receive. One, 2. Right, I'll put the signal generator back on frequency. And this time the correct frequency, seeing as we've adjusted the radio. We'll have a look where it's 100 microvolts. Let's have a look at this on the oscilloscope. Give it a bit more volume so we get a meaningful trace. And adjust the detector. So basically we need to look for the FM chip. And that's going to be the detector. Oh, it was out. go to the SINAD meter. Well, there's quite an improvement. Got to turn the squelch down. That's really good. This could be the hottest Midland 77805 I've seen. Let's get a new reading. 0.34. Now, sometimes when the detector's out, the sensitivity decreases. And I've made quite a substantial gain here, but we haven't got that much better a figure. Still better though. 10 dB, 0.31. For 20 dB, 0.91. Squelch. Now I've messed about with that because it turns out it's that one in the naughty corner. So with 100 microvolts on, let's bring the squelch in. Alright. With 300 microvolts on, let's see if we can get the squelch to come in. Let's see if we can get the squelch to ever come in. It's 300 microvolts for the top. That was millivolts before, this is now microvolts. So it's over S9. It's stronger than I like, but nevertheless it's a damn sight better than it was. Right, minimum. .44. And the S meter, so on 100 microvolts, should read S9, and it should easily put the plus 30 up, which it does. So it doesn't need adjusting, but it's the preset one down, which is 102, RB102. So we're done. That's a really nice set. See what power it does on 12 volts. 3.5, just under 3.5 watt, about 3.45 on 12 volts. Go back to 13.8, put the lid on, and we'll get a scratchy corner test done probably in the next 15 minutes. Oh, so what was the specification? Let's turn the racket down. What did the specification say? It says 0.7 for 12 dB. So it's better than that at 0.39. Supposed to be 4 watts as a mobile, 3 watts as a portable. It's doing 3.5 as a portable. As a mobile, it's supposed to be 850 milliamps on transmit. Well, it's 1.05. Which sounds about right to me. Right, get the screws in. Try and get them back to his intermediary on Friday. Because we've now done all his 3 sets. So I think tomorrow we've got the brand new Thunderbolt TX radio. I said it's been company policy that we weren't buying any more new sets. We bought that PNI, which we've now put on eBay, but that was solely to repair another radio, wasn't it, to see what the values were of 2 burnt out components. So that's different. But as far as the Thunderbolt TX, we've been sent that for evaluation. So that's what we will do. And I'm sure it's going to be good, but if it isn't good, I'll have to diplomatically say so, but I don't think it will not be good. Right, there we go. Let's get this on the aerial and on, I was going to say, on the speaker mic. Turn the test gear off. One on a Roger. Well, that's said a lot of nothing, hasn't it? Well, we're getting on the air test done. Very nice. Thanks for watching. Late version of the Midland 77 805 UK, but not the DUK.